Kind of off topic from here, but World Juniors coming up. Obviously, a year ago, something pretty big happened for you there. I mean, how many times do you go back and reflect on that?
Man, kind of be embarrassed to say like all the time, but that's something that'll stick with me forever. That's without a doubt my best hockey moment. The thing I'm most proud of is winning that tournament. I mean, it's an extremely hard tournament to win. You play, 8 games in 11 days or whatever it may be, and you're worn down, you're tired, you're fatigued after maybe game 4. You're already halfway through your college season, junior season, wherever you're playing. And instead of taking that kind of Christmas break type thing, you're there and you're playing for your country on the biggest stage, which anyone would say that they'd want to be there.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was such a blessing for me. Kind of very grateful to have been able to play in both those World Juniors. But that one we won last year, that's without a doubt my best hockey memory. That team will forever be some of my best friends, and we'll have that forever. That group.
A lot of guys say, that really helps them for their NHL career as well. Just, even though, like you said, it's such a short period of time, but just playing that intensity and that level and just the competition. I mean, what did that do for you, think, as a player, as you approached your NHL career?
Yeah, it's kind of tough to look at that tournament, look at that experience, and carry it over kind of the NHL level and say, hey, well, this set me up for this.
Right.
But I can definitely say that playing in that hostile environment in Canada, playing against Team Canada, Russia, on the way there were those two, Switzerland even, the crowd seemed to be all Switzerland fans, and I'm guessing it was just all Team Canada people who didn't want us to win, but just hostile environments kind of prepares you, I'd say, to be able to handle it when you go on the road in an NHL building, which was like Air Canada Centre, Bell Centre, the two homes for the tournament. Two very loud buildings, and when the hockey starts to matter, like the New Year's Eve game against Canada and Russia, playing them twice. I mean, we had to beat Russia and Canada 2 times to win it all, and we were able to accomplish that. I mean, just crazy, just really surreal kind of looking back on it, what our team was able to accomplish. Very proud to have been a part of that team, very proud to be an American. And I was watching NHL Network when they came out to see if any of the people I knew, any of my kind of friends who were 98s were going to be on it. I'm the biggest fan of everyone on that staff, obviously, Coach Motzkow and Greg Brown, Grant Patolny, the guys who were there last year. I mean, they're awesome. I love playing for them, and I'm wishing them the best of luck. I'll definitely be watching.
You a little jealous of the outdoor game this year?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
looks like it's going to be pretty
kind of yes and no. I mean, I like to look at it like, hey, I had my fun. I mean, I made it to the top of the mountain, and I went to Canada and won it in Canada in front of their fans in the most hostile environment I've ever played in. And I mean, when the boos are just raining down and we're skating around with the World Championship and gold medals around our neck,
you think like an experience like you said, you can't draw a direct parallel, but do you think like playing in that type of environment, the way you started your NHL career when you got thrown into the fire in the playoffs, I mean, did that sort of build a little strength there and a little discipline?
I definitely think so. Kind of tracking back to what I said about being prepared to play in hostile environments. So,
right.
I've played in what I thought was kind of the craziest thing that I ever thought I'd experience. My heart beating out of my chest. Back-to-back shootout wins in the World Junior when everything's on the line. So I kind of felt as though when I got to Ottawa for Game 1 that this was just a game of hockey. Not to downplay it, I was still obviously very nervous, and my first couple shifts would definitely be, would prove that. But I mean, I think that experience was something where my threshold for kind of being nervous and being scared and timid kind of just really grew a lot, because you play in that environment and you're shaking, you're nervous, you got all these fans that hate you and they want you to lose. You're playing against a great Canada team or a great Russia team or whoever it may be, And you're able to kind of combat that and say, all right, well, hey, I just went out there and I'm playing really good right now.
Right.
I'm playing great. I'm going to use this as fire. I know I can do this now. You know, I'm first period into the game now. I had a great first period. Hey, I can do this. Like, I can play in front of these fans. I can play in front of this crowd, this environment. We're down a couple goals, but hey, we're fine. Like, we tied it up, like, which is what that team did. And I think all of us are way better off for it, and we will be in our professional careers from an experience like that. I think it's tough to put a price tag on it, but I think it definitely means a lot.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.